the most that's coming
I'm on the way. What is up? We're here. Welcome back. This is Kenji.
Hi guys, Kenji for the Kenji Diaries here, and I am with Mitch over here.
You guys know me.
Yeah, well, exactly. You're on his channel, so if you don't know his name by now, there's something going on.
So Kenji does have his own YouTube channel. I'm going to pop a link down below once this goes live later on, and you can check him out. And tell us about your channel, man.
Yeah, so I get asked this actually quite a lot. It's like, you've got a YouTube channel, but what do you do? So it's kind of a lifestyle type of thing. So I do, recently I've been into a lot of bike riding.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if I go to cafes and stuff, like I, you know, show people that. And then, you know, the occasional product review and stuff like that. But like, you know, mainly sort of travel related stuff is more what I'm sort of geared towards. So
yeah, cool. Like tourism-y and cafes.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. Having to try good food and good coffee.
Well, that's the life, man. Imagine like Anthony Bourdain. I think he had like the pinnacle of what good life is. You're paying to travel and eat good food. Oh, that's the best.
That's cool, man. I respect that. And Kenji's here to try some good coffee.
Yes.
Not that he hasn't had good coffee before. Real coffee, in our opinion.
Oh, look, I've been just having that store-bought stuff, and I've been very upfront and forefront about it. So it's like, you know, Victoria or Lavazza. I think I've been having a Lavazza quite a bit, so that's where my taste buds are at. And you're like, no, that's not even.
That's all right, man. That's why I saw that video, and I'm like, oh, that's it. Get him in here. Let's go. Yeah, so we are drinking so this is from a farm called 90 Plus. Okay. It's in Panama.
Wow.
So this is some pretty serious coffee. This is a geisha, which is a variety of plant. You know, if you kind of think of an apple, there's different apples. There's Pink Ladies and Granny Smith. It's kind of like your coffee tree. There's different varieties. So this is a geisha, and this is Carmo. So Carmo, so this is a replica of the very expensive $200 cup stuff we've got. It's from the same farm, but it is not the batch that everyone pays for and the one we've got in the freezer over there. I wasn't going to give you that on camera for free.
No. I was just like, dude, if he's giving me a $200 cup, this is like, I feel guilty as, man. This is, wow.
Yeah, no, look, this is still a very good cup. It's very, very similar in flavour to the other stuff. And to be completely honest, having the really expensive cup, you're probably not going to be able to experience the level of it anyway, because, you know, you're new to this sort of filtered coffees and the more tea-like coffees. So it's probably better to start here anyway.
I think so, man. Plus, like, again, like you hit the nail on the head. Like for $200, I would feel super guilty having it as well. Like maybe if I was like a big corporate dude and I come in here and enjoy that,
slapping cash on the counter.
Cash, like I don't get anywhere to slap cash. Like Brew Lab, that's it, man. You're my secret sort of like side sort of thing that I'm business. Like it's like, what's that secret habit, kiddo? Brew Lab. It's an addiction. But look, like it's even in a test tube. Like it's really going with the theme of Brew Lab.
That's it. Like, that's actually how it came.
No way.
Yeah. So there was a whole kit that my fiance bought me, and it comes in this box, and it's all these individual things with taste notes, and yeah, it's pretty special, man.
It just so happens to fit the persona of the cafe.
It does.
You couldn't ask for, you know, anything else there.
That's it.
All right.
So we're just going to wet this one. That is hot water as well, just to get everything up to temperature. And it also, wetting it helps settle the filter down into the right spot. We are already at temperature on the kettle.
Nice.
So we're very particular. This is exactly 91 degrees Celsius.
Exactly 91.
Yeah,
like
on the dot. Yeah. So it's all about the numbers.
Dude, like for me, like in terms of numbers, it would just be like boiling a kettle. That's it. That's as far as I know. To have it at 91 and just hover there. Wow.
And there's nothing wrong with an easy coffee sometimes. But coffee for me, one of the big things I've learnt is you get rewarded with a coffee depending on how much effort you put in. You know, the more effort you put in, generally the better the cup is. You know, it's like an automatic espresso machine at certain petrol stations. You push a button, a coffee comes out. You know, it's
the $1 coffee is like,
you know it,
and they think that that's coffee. It's like, well,
you know, and look, for a lot of people, it's an essential. Where this is a luxury. I'm not drinking this every day.
No,
I'd like to, but maybe I wouldn't appreciate it enough then.
I think so. It's like one of the things you do like once every often.
Yeah,
and then you really appreciate it.
That's right. So you can have a smell of that.
Oh man, that smells good.
Is
that like a chocolatey sort of taste?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So this one has a lot of, So the main tasting notes, and you might not get these because, you know, sometimes it can take time for your palate to develop. Yeah, it's like, you know, the first time you drink wine, it's like, oh yeah, that tastes like wine, you know, and not that this is your first coffee, but this is probably...
To be able to pick out those notes, like you need to be filled for a while.
Yeah, it takes time, that's right. So I'm going to grind coffee on camera, and that everyone hates.
All right.
But I wasn't.
Well, the mic will pick it up, so I know that having watched the vids.
Yeah, if you've got headphones in, maybe pop those out for a second.
All right, and the magic begins.
All right.
Oh, look at that. We've got 4 people on right now.
Oh, hey.
Nice. Hey. Hi, guys.
Who we got there? Drop some comments, give us likes, and have a smell of that one, man.
Oh man, that was good.
Yeah.
Now that's a Saturday right there.
It's a good way to end the Saturday, right?
Right.
You didn't work today?
No, and actually I took most of Friday off too. Like I was working until like midnight on Thursday.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh hell no, I can't keep that. You know, that's not sustainable. So I
Yeah.
ended up taking a sick day Friday.
Fair, man. Good on you.
Yeah.
All right, let's brew this.
Let's brew this.
Oh.
Get the numbers going in. All right.
So we're going to do this in a few pours. You've probably watched me do this a couple of times.
Yes, I have. And then you go into the numbers as well. So
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to keep up and take notes, but I'm always failing. So.
Yeah, look, I've done this a lot of times. The first time I did a coffee like this, I was petrified, and it wasn't an expensive coffee. What we got? We got Mitchy Launton, got Jesse.
Hey.
Jesse's, you just met Jesse.
Oh, hey, Jesse. Hello again.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, look at that trip through, yes. Nice. Okay, so you're gonna have to explain those numbers. So there's a number on one side and there's a number on another side. What is that?
So on the right, that is how many mil. So that's the water weight, and then here is the time. So that's counting in seconds. So essentially, we're doing this in just 3 stage pours.
Yep.
Once we're at a minute, we're now ready for the next step. So 3 stage pours plus that first little pour was actually just what we call the bloom. That's to get rid of any of the gases that are trapped in the coffee from the roasting process. Those gases do not taste good, so you want to get those out. I don't know if you've ever had a black coffee and it just tasted... A lot of people describe it in the industry as a roasty, and it's just that chaffy, it's like very acidic, not necessarily bitter, but acidic.
2 days ago, I think I had something like that. I'm just like, oh, what happened? Like, my Levasa was good one day, and now it's like this. What happened?
Yeah. So, and there are a lot of reasons as to why it can happen, but with filter coffee, we make sure we get rid of that stuff. So 250 mil of water, 15 grams of coffee, and that's what we call a 1 to 16.5 ratio. So all the numbers, so yeah, 1 gram of coffee for every 16.5 grams of water. Yeah. So
I have to ask the question, like, is this like a legit, like, well, it has to be, like, is this not like a trade, like at TAFE or like something? Because I'm just thinking, like, it's so technical, like, how?
So there are barista courses. I've never done a barista course. Simply because your typical barista course, and I don't mean to offend anyone by what I'm about to say, it is very basic. It essentially teaches you a cappuccino, a latte.
The basics.
The basics, which are great. Everyone needs to know the basics.
I feel like this is way beyond the basics.
Way beyond.
Like, that's why I'm asking, like, how do you get to this level? Like, this is like technical skill stuff.
Just love and passion. You know, you have to. It's without passion, I don't think anyone can make a coffee of these sort of calibers. And there's people out there that are smarter and bigger and crazier than I am with coffee, and they can make incredible cups. I'm not anywhere near the World Barista Championship levels yet. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows, man? There's always time.
Exactly.
So,
progress.
yeah, man. Have a smell. So give it a good swirl and have a smell of that one.
Right.
We are going to let it cool before we drink it. So And there'll be something you're probably going to say, but I won't say it yet, just because I know a couple of people watching will be like, I know what he's talking about there.
Preempting it already.
Yeah.
I got to get like a little bit of the pour.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a content creator. He has to get the content.
Exactly. So I've got to view the master do this stuff. All right. Like that, ladies and gentlemen. He's the expert and the master, Mitch himself.
You.
Hey. Give him that coffee and OMG. Nice.
All right. Now, I have prepared some sparkling water as well, which you probably want to have a quick sip of in case of whatever you drank or ate last. Just to cleanse that palate.
Yeah.
And now, oh yeah. So, as this cools, the flavors are going to change a lot.
Oh, wow.
A lot.
The flavors change with the temperature.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of science behind it. There's a lot of new products coming out at the moment that help you measure these things or at least control these things a little bit as well. But this coffee I've had a few times, so I know what I'm going to expect.
Yep.
And with the first sip, don't spill it.
Don't worry, I'm Captain Club.
Bloopers.
And you guys saw the bloopers tonight, dudes.
I've got hours of bloopers.
How is that not up there? Like, that would be my favourite right there. It's like, I'm not the only clumsy guy.
All right, so typically with the first sip, you do want to slurp a little bit.
Okay,
it sounds horrible on camera, but you want to just sort of really brighten that palate.
Well, certain cultures, that's a nice thing too in Japanese culture.
Oh, really?
Slurping, so there you go. Japanese
okay,
culture.
we're learning as well. So cheers, Kenji.
All right.
Oh, I love Carmo.
But what am I tasting there? Like, I know it's posh, but it's just like, what is that? Like, this is definitely different to what I would normally have. Yeah. That's for sure.
So, at first, what I tend to help explain to people when they're getting into these sort of coffees is picture something you've eaten and, go, does it have that sort of flavour? Especially when they give you, on this, they've got the tasting notes of pineapple, hops and caramel. So typically caramel's a fairly easy one. Everyone knows what caramel tastes like generally. Pineapple can be tricky, especially in coffee, because a bright tropical flavour. How is that in, exactly. How is that in coffee? So when you're drinking this and you're going, well, it's not juice and it's not a fruit. How does it taste like either of those things? So it tricks you a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it can take time, and that's one of those things that it takes time to develop.
Exactly. So you find connoisseur of good coffee.
Oh yeah. So for me, that pineapple's really starting to come through.
Bit by bit.
Yep. But as it cools, it comes a lot more. Totally, it's much different to your typical coffee.
Like for me, like given my sort of background, it's kind of tasting a bit, and I don't mean to offend, it kind of tastes a bit like maybe like a tea type of thing, like a sweetened tea. Do
you remember when I said he's going to say something?
Oh wow!
Yeah. So the first filter coffee that I give people every time.
You're just like waiting, waiting, and there should have been like tips going around. Is he going to say ding, 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 ding?
Yeah, because it is right, and because it's not what you're expecting. Typically if it's a long black, you still have those oils and the thick cremas, and even just more of that bitterness about it, which is, in my opinion, a good thing if it's done correctly. But this has none of that.
Yeah, I failed to notice that sort of detail, like the lack of crema. So, wow.
So, because we're using a paper filter, it removes all of that stuff. There are other ways to do it. For example, this wasn't organised between us, but it's perfect timing. So, this is a product from RG Coffee Tools, which actually have a reusable cloth coffee filter. So, we brew it in a similar method. But it pours a lot faster, and it does retain a lot of those textures of a typical coffee. So that video is coming up one day soon.
Yes. Well,
there you go. Hey? Little segue.
Yes. Little segue indeed. I was making the point to Mitch that I'd be working my normal 9 to 5 job, and I've got his on my phone, I've got his videos playing, and I'm doing my work at the same time too. So a great companion to whatever you're doing during the day.
There you go.
from one content creator to another.
He knows what it's like. Kenji knows how hard it is.
Dude, it's a legit hustle, man. Seriously, like I am actually in awe and admiration of this guy, how he does it.
Thanks, man. It's hard work. So.
Definitely is.
Oh man. Very different. So this is one of my favourite coffees of all time, by far. The very expensive version of it, the $200 cup, is the best cup of coffee I've ever had. It's amazing. So batch number 227 is very hard to get. I've got a couple of them. I've been lucky enough to have it a couple of times. It's phenomenal. It is, and I believe it was created with a mistake in production somewhere. Something.
That's how great things
happen.
By
that's
accident.
right. So I don't know how.
This stuff, man.
Yeah. So I don't know what it was that went wrong. I have a feeling they probably keep that to themselves, as I would.
Kind of like the Bob Ross thing. There's no such thing as a mistake. It's a happy accident.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
it.
And you just go with that art format. Coffee is art. And
Good point, man.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yes.
Well said indeed.
Bob Ross, thank
Look
you.
at him go. Such a content creator.
Nah, man.
Oh, I need to try to slow down. Look, I'm not getting much of the hops come through. That might happen when it cools down.
Yeah.
I may have also just brewed it at a slightly different temperature to some others. I do brew a lot cooler than others. I know that this one has a recommendation of 96 degrees.
Okay. 5 degrees makes that difference.
Huge difference sometimes. Yeah. Especially with a coffee of this caliber and such tropical flavours. But the coffee wasn't super light. So typically the lighter the roast, the hotter you want to brew the coffee.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got to take mental notes. And then he's going to ask me later, it's like, what did you retain?
I'm going to study. Yeah, that's it. Pop quiz.
Exactly. Man. Just like, yep, zero, back to school, you go, man.
Yeah.
But my question is, so say for example, someone from the public was keen to try this. How would you sort of go about pricing this thing? Is it possible for the public to actually try this stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can get it. I don't have this one available to purchase. This one was a gift.
Yeah.
I do have the $200 cup version, version of it, which is the proper batch. There are a couple of other places in Australia that I know of that have very similar caliber as well. The guys in Victoria, Proud Mary, they were actually on Channel 7 not too long ago.
Okay.
Because of their $200 cup of coffee, and Facebook exploded.
Yeah, and there was another content creator, I think his name was Ted Dedix or something.
Yeah.
He went to Melbourne and he had a $200, and I was just like, oh my God, I don't know where this is going.
So I think some people get better content from saying things aren't good, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. For me, I'm just like, no, it's good, but it's just admit the fact that you feel guilty. But it was a good cup of coffee. You're like, come on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, and look, it's not for everyone. We have another cup, which is Sidra. So that's the coffee that won last year's World Barista Championships. Anthony Douglas, so Aussie guy, won the World Barista Championships.
Nice, Australia.
Yeah, I think it's the third or fourth time Australia's won from Axel Coffee Roasters, and I've got that farm. They sell beans to a lot of roasters, and I've tried those beans from quite a few roasters. I've got a couple of kilos of it because I love it, and it's much cheaper than this. And I think it's beautiful, and quite a few people have tried it and they're like, no, I don't like it. It's not for me. And that's okay.
That is okay. But it's good to see that the Aussies, we're actually taking that coffee next level to the point where we're known as number one in the world, man.
Yeah, definitely,
Because I've been to France and stuff, and it felt like, and this is my view, and I didn't come across an Aussie there. It was the French places. It felt like the coffee was filtered through an ashtray. I'm like, how does coffee taste this bad? And I got to a point where I'm just like, you know what? I'm just having hot chocolate in your country.
Yeah, play it safe.
I'm playing it safe. Unless I find an Aussie in France who does coffee, I ain't having it, man.
Yeah. Well, it's even like New York, for example. There's a couple of Aussie guys that have opened up cafes there.
And people's minds are blown.
And they're lining up down the street past other cafes because Aussie coffee.
Yeah, like you know
the
what
best.
a latte is. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have to be a giant
Yeah,
bucket
giant
of milk.
thing that's full of sugar,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, dude, I want a coffee, not a sugar drink.
Yeah.
Man. I could go to Coles and pick
That's
a
it.
sugar drink if I want.
Yeah. So, and look, I'll mention Starbucks. Starbucks have a market.
Look, they got the aesthetic thing going on, and they got some nice, cool kind of music. It's that Seattle sort of thing
That's it.
that they're going for. Some people like that, sure.
Look, I love desserts. I love sugar. It's delicious.
It's a once in a while thing, a treat, sure.
But just don't call it coffee.
Yeah, well, but I've got a funny story about Starbucks, and I have to share to your viewers. So I'm in Istanbul, and there's a Starbucks there. I'm going to order my usual, a white chocolate mocha. I go in, and the barista looks at me, and he looks at me up and down. He's just like, don't even speak. You're a white chocolate mocha person.
What?
What about this tells you that it's a white chocolate mocha? Like, are you serious? How did he pick it up? I still, to this day, I'm surprised. It's like, oh, wait, I know your type. You're a white chocolate mocha. I'm just like, dude,
I'm impressed.
I'm like, how did you know that? How did you know? To this day, I'm just like, how? 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 Like, seriously.
The next person that walks in there, that you look like a Carmo drinker.
Yeah, you're a Carmo
and then just take his $200.
Exactly. Get that 200. It's just like, all right, I've signed up now to the Mitch experience. Boom.
Yeah, man. No, that's this is my kind of coffee.
Yeah, no, this is like legit, man. Yeah. Although Mitch knows the coffee that I would like, which is like a mocha. I come in, it's just,
and that's
like,
okay. We do those too.
And there's no judgment. Like I just want a little bit of sugar in my, well, like a little bit of chocolate in my coffee as well. But I've kind of developed now, like just into the latte world now. So
and you make a little Wakako Nanopresso out on the road.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll watch those videos.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate every view counts. Like seriously.
It really does.
Like there's views like videos I'll get like 1,000 views, like yes, I made it. Then there's like ones that are like 10. It's like, oh,
what did I do?
What did I do?
Why don't you like me?
Yeah, did I post it at the wrong time? Did I say something wrong? It's like a dip at a certain point in the video. Like what? Algorithms working against me?
Who knows?
Exactly.
I don't even know half the time.
It's like somebody's just back there at YouTube pressing buttons like, let's make this viral.
Yeah, just messing with us. Just going, nah, not yet.
Messing with my emotions.
Yeah, absolutely. See, he gets it. Content creating, it's hard work.
It's legit work. Yeah. Like, so you can make this like your business, and it's like you're being full time.
Yeah. Oh man. Because we met at the old cafe, at the old location.
And I was just married at that point. So
Yeah, that was early days.
I know, man, seriously. And you can sort of see just sort of that new, and look, I love my wife dearly, but we were still in that sort of that honeymoon phase. Now we've got a kid, and it's more like, responsibility, duty. Hey, look, the love's there, but like, you've got to do other things in the relationship. That's what it is. But that was one of our best like sort of cafes that we visited together too.
Thanks, man.
It still stays with us, so.
Yeah, I missed that cafe, if that helps.
No, I missed that place too, man. Like, I don't know, there's a different vibe there. It's
totally
the
different.
artwork on the walls there as well, I still remember.
Yeah, no, it was very different.
I still got that video actually on my YouTube. Like, I've culled a lot of videos, but I kept that one. So if you scroll back far enough, you'll see it.
That'd be almost 3 years.
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
I think so, 2020. Yeah, we got married in like September, October-ish.
Yeah. Must be 2020. Yeah, wow. That's going back. I think we've missed all the comments. I did see some comments pop up, but I didn't see them.
Look, Mitch will go back and address comments and get back to you guys. Yeah, I think I was just, it was good conversation.
Yeah, and good coffee, man. I can't concentrate on words.
Well, there's in the Turkish culture, and you might have heard about this as well, like a good coffee or a good coffee's got like a 40-year memory. So us having this coffee here, like it's just it's like a 40-year thing that's associated with it. So
it's pretty cool.
The weight that we give to coffee in the Turkish culture.
Because coffee's huge over there, right?
Like other international countries disappoint me, unfortunately, with coffee, but obviously Australia's number one, without it. I'm not trying to kowtow or sort of, please you guys, but Australia's number one. And then a distant second, I put Turkey. They also got like cafes like this. And they really care about
genuine coffee culture. Sure. And there's just so many years, right? Like.
So it started off with two Syrian brothers in the Ottoman Empire. They brought that sort of what we know as Turkish coffee today, and that was in the coffee houses there, gained popularity, and slowly ended up going into Europe, and then
cool.
Coffee's just sort of took over the world. Yeah,
it's really cool. Hey, yeah, coffee's unreal. It's amazing, and I love being able to experience different farms from all over the world, and you can taste the country.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've got some friends with even more extensive palates than mine, and they can drink a coffee and tell you where it's from.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, this is from France. This is from South America.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, you know, they can give you at least regions of like, that's an African, and this is a, you know, Central American sort of bean, and it's unreal. I'm not there. I just know what good coffee tastes like.
To me, you seem like you're there. I'd give it maybe another year, and it's just like, oh yes, I can tell this is from Peru, this is from Bolivia, Chile. I'm just saying South American countries. I think it just put it up there.
Yeah. Nah, man. But what did you think of this?
Dude, amazing. But yeah, it gave me that sort of that tea vibe. So that's just me being a new.
And that's but it does. It absolutely does.
Enjoyable though. That's the thing for a Saturday, and just being able to enjoy it, something different. That was fantastic. And the taste tones that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's cool. Hey, a bit different.
It reminds me of the time when you also let me sample a coffee when you came with the fam. I think it was like an African thing. Did you say it was Ghana?
Rwanda. That was a Rwandan cold brew, I think it was, or cold drip. Rwanda cold drip.
And I'm forever richer from that experience, and I'll never forget that. I tell people I'm forever richer for having tried something from Rwanda. It was a cold drip like that. I've got lattes and mochas all over, but that unique. I've never had that again. Only once in my life. Yeah. Thanks to Mitch.
Pretty special coffee. Yeah. Oh man. I reckon we're good. I missed all the comments. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But mate, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me and being able to try something new.
Oh, mate, unreal. Thanks so much.
Broadening my horizons.
Yeah. So everyone, make sure you check out the Kenji Diaries. Like I said, there'll be a link below. A little bit different. There's definitely some coffee stuff in there. Something for everyone. Who we got there?
Oh, here we go.
Shout out to Rwanda. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, shout out to Rwanda, man. Like, excellent coffee, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've had some of the most amazing coffees from Rwanda. One of them was just this incredible. It was like a Lipton peach iced tea. That's what it tasted like.
Wow.
Yeah, just super sweet and punchy.
So one of your content videos, you have to do that. Like seriously, you need to do that.
Yeah, man. We'll definitely play with some more
just put
coffees.
that like in the list. I'm sure everyone's giving you so many ideas.
Oh, it's the list is getting long. I've got a new machine. You guys will see this shortly as well.
Oh, is that the
Pavoni? So this is a La Pavoni. I'm not going to give you too much detail, but this is what I call the Franken lever, because it's got every mod possible on a lever machine. All these pressure profiling and gauges,
so I
and
can see some work's been done.
It's this is owned by a car guy, so everything's done with spare parts. So you guys will see this shortly as well in a proper video of a breakdown and probably a comparison next to mine, because it's essentially the same machine with a whole lot of upgrades. So this thing's wild.
Oh yeah, like one immediate thing that I can notice is like a digital gauge just over here as well.
Digital, manual, I'll go into details. You guys will see this. So stay tuned for that one, and thank you to the owner of this for just dropping it off and leaving it here.
It's like a Ferrari though. I just thought that badge is like Pavoni. Like it might as well have been a Bugatti. Like,
yeah, it's just very old school Italian. So, but this machine's only a few years old, but they haven't changed since.
They've been having the same make for years. Like they found a formula that works. We're going to keep it old school.
If it doesn't break.
Exactly, don't fix it. That's such a bro code.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, man. But we'll be able to play with that soon. Play with those filters. There's a couple of things coming. What do you got coming up?
What have I got coming up? Good question. I've got my bike vlog vids that are coming up, and I think I'll be tinkering around with my Turkish coffee machine and my very basic DeLonghi machine as well. So that's sort of
they exist. It's okay.
Yeah. And then of course I got Ramadan coming up, so content might be a bit different during that month. Maybe frequently asked questions. It's like, can you not drink water? No, we can't drink water as well during that month. So
no coffee.
No. Well, the thing is, so last Ramadan it was very religious for me to have coffee in the morning just before sunrise. I'm like, I don't care about the food. Give me my coffee, man. I'll get by with a double shot through the day. That's it.
Yeah. Wow. I'd struggle.
A lot of people do, that's the thing. And like the common experiences within the first 10 days, if you're a coffee drinker, you'll have those sort of headaches and you'll struggle quite a bit. But then once you get past that, like you're fine, but it is different. But you learn to sort of rein in sort of yourself and how you behave. Because I remember being another corporate job before, people would be prodding me and pushing me, trying to get that anger. You know, I'm just like, you know what? It's fine. You can win this argument.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Send to yourself and walk
Send
away.
to myself and walk away.
Yeah. No, good on you. Awesome, man. All right, I think we'll wrap it up there.
I think so.
Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate you coming down.
Man. Dude, you guys can need to like and subscribe to Mitch. His channel is awesome. And like I said, I don't make any BS. I do work and I've got his videos playing on the side. Like, I'm just like, damn, man, this guy, watch his stuff.
What a man. I might even chuck some on the screen here of yours during the day.
Oh, this guy, man. Too nice. Seriously. The bro I never had for the longest time.
That's it.
Just comes to life. Seriously.
Awesome, man. All right, well, I'm going to have to walk around the long way and turn this off, but thank you everyone for watching. What do we got there? Something about Japan.
Oh, yes.
I missed it.
Oh, yes.
Sorry,
God
guys.
Bless, I think I saw that. Well, God bless to you too.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Obviously, hit the like and subscribe and all those content things that I need to say. And yeah, keep an eye out for the next content coming up.
Nice.
Sweet.
Bye, guys.
I'm going to walk around while this is really awkward.
And I'll play the elevator. On the way into the video turns off. Oh wait, here we go. Wait, are we there?